So as mentioned, my name is Spencer. This is my third learning night. That's my first time presenting, so asterisk there. So I just want to tell you guys about one of my favorite animals. That animal is the cuttlefish, and so I'm a software engineer, not a biologist kind of person, so not a super genius in this area. But I did watch a very good Nova, so. So first of all, so about cuttlefish. Well, if you asked me like a year or two ago what my favorite animal was, I might have said like the dolphin because they're always smiling, or maybe like a sloth because like I definitely identify with their lifestyle. But then I saw this really cool Nova on the cuttlefish, and I was just totally blown away. And there's a few things about the cuttlefish that like were really cool to me. Their ability to kind of swim in a strange manner, and like their ability to change color and their texture and things like that, and how smart they were. So to kind of tell you a little bit more about the cuttlefish, the first thing is cuttlefish are not actually fish; they're cephalopods. So they're like a squid or an octopus, and that means they have like a really squishy body and they don't have spines. There's over 100 different species of cuttlefish, and they're found all over the world near Asia and Europe and Africa, Australia, but they're not really anywhere in North America, which is why maybe some of us never heard of them or don't really realize how awesome they are because we're not really exposed to them. But they, like I mentioned, they have this crazy ability to camouflage and stuff like that, and we'll get to that later. So the first kind of thing I wanted to mention was the incredible way that they swim. They're kind of like nature's UFOs. And so, as the video works. So they've got these pair of like undulating fins that go around their entire body, and this allows them to swim in every single direction. Forward, back, left and right, and in circles.
Without having to turn their skull.
Yeah, they're not like a fish where they actually have to do fishy things. That's a scientific term. That's a scientific term. So they've got like these really interesting fins that help them swim through the water. But not only do they do that, they also have like some kind of jet propulsion built in. They can suck a bunch of water into their cavity and then push it out the back really quickly and that shoots them forward super fast.
Which cavity?
I think there's a special one for just for propulsion. So they swim in such this strange manner. Like what's different about the cuttlefish that makes them that allows them to swim like this? And that's the cuttlefish. There we go. Have what's called a cuttlefish bone. And inside them, it's a bone that's kind of a chalky kind of shell which they can put gas into, and it kind of works like a submarine does. So a submarine would have a bunch of tanks, and when it wants to go down, it fills up the tanks with water. And when it wants to go back up, it empties the tanks of the water, and the submarine floats again. So this cuttlefish helps with their buoyancy. They're able to kind of control the buoyancy with how much gas is inside the cuttlefish bone. So that was about their movement and stuff like that. But the main event here is their crazy ability to change color. Truly, it puts chameleons and all those things to shame. They developed this ability mainly for camouflage, of course. They're able to blend in with their environment by kind of changing the color and the shape and the texture of their skin. And they do it, as you can see, remarkably well. This allows them to hide from predators pretty well because they're soft and squishy and make an easy meal for a more vicious kind of animal. But they're pretty smart too, and they learned that camouflage isn't really the only thing they can do with this amazing skin of theirs. They learned that they can also hunt with it. So this is the Indonesian broad club cuttlefish, and typically these cuttlefish will prey on small.
Well, that's on the camera, right?
No, that's the skin. That's what they do. So, normally the cuttlefish will prey on small crabs and things like that, and they can just go up and grab it. But every once in a while they'll get lucky and they'll find a big crab or a lobster or something. And the problem is they can't just approach this thing because it'll fight back. It's got pinchers, and cuttlefish are smart. They don't want to get hinged. And so what they'll do is they'll confuse and they'll mesmerize their prey. And so they'll put on this crazy light show. And this allows them to get really...
This is the hypnotoad.
This is the hypnotoad. This allows them to get really close to the prey. And they're smart enough to then circle around back to the back of the prey and grab it from behind so that they can't get hurt by the pinchers. But that's not the only thing that they do with this amazing ability to camouflage. They also, is there a cursor? So this is the flamboyant cuttlefish, technical term. It's found in the tropics. And basically this cuttlefish is super venomous and poisonous and all those things. And it's like, it's not afraid to, like, it doesn't camouflage like the other ones. It's proud, and it shows its colors very vibrantly in the ocean. They're kind of like warm predators and say like, hey, I'm poisonous, you don't want to mess with me. But one kind of tangent I want to go on with this specific cuttlefish is not only is it super cute and tiny, and it's like the size of a finger, but it also, it walks on the bottom of the ocean. It doesn't swim. And so I thought that was crazy cool. Like, and I was seeing like this in the video, and it's like walking around. The reason is, see, it's with my cursor. The reason why these cuttlefish walk on the ground is it comes back to the cuttlefish bone I was talking about earlier. These guys are so tiny that their cuttlefish bone is no longer effective at helping them be buoyant in the water. And so while they can swim a little bit, they ultimately always fall down back to the ocean's floor. So that shows you a little bit on how awesome their skin is, but how does their skin work? Well, they've got a bunch of different layers of skin. The first kind of set of layers are these cells called chromatophores. I think, I'm going to be butchering that. But basically, these are specialized pigment cells. They're little, basically little sacs of like color, ink of sorts. And they've got these muscles that radiate from them. And they're able to kind of contract these muscles and pull apart the sacs to make them bigger so that they show up. So it works kind of like a pixel, where they can do different combinations of these cells to display different colors. And they've got a whole bunch of these cells actually. They've up to 200 of these cells per square millimeter. And so for the more computer science-y kind of technical people, that's equivalent to a 360 dpi monitor. So they've got some pretty high-res skin.
It's retina.
It's retina. They've got retina skin. So underneath that, they've got another layer of skin. And those are called lucifores. Basically, these are kind of just passive camouflage, where they're just reflective, and they'll reflect blue and green and red and pink. And this allows them to blend in with the environment very easily without having to do much work. It just kind of reflects whatever the ambient light is. So, but what about their ability to kind of change their texture? As you can see, they can change their color really quickly and really amazingly, but they can also change the texture, making it really bumpy and things like that. And this helps them hide in coral and seaweed and all the different things. So how do they do that? Well, they've got another kind of set of sacs, and they've got these circular muscles that go around them. And they can contract these circular muscles, and this will push the sac up, giving them a different texture. And this allows them to do a bumpy kind of appearance. And this really helps with camouflage and confusing predators and things like that. So we talked about their really cool ability to swim and their super magic skin. But in addition to that, they're pretty smart. And they need to be smart because they've got a bunch of graphics cards in their head to dry their high DPI skin. But more importantly, they need to be smart because they're soft and squishy and super easy prey. And so they did some studies and they found that cuttlefish are actually the smartest invertebrates. And they have the highest brain-to-body ratio. So that kind of backs it up. And so, but how did they prove it? Well, they did some studies, and I'm only going to share one of them. So what they did basically is they took a bunch of cuttlefish, and they had this big tank. And they had, in the tank they had a pipe, which you can see on the top, that led into a chamber. And this chamber had two doors. So you can see one had solid yellow and the other had stripes. And so they had the ability to take a plexiglass, piece of plexiglass and put it into the door and block off an exit. And so the cuttlefish would come in and they have to figure out what exit to go to get the prey, or the snack. And so they were able to teach the cuttlefish what direction to go by putting in certain clues into this chamber. And so if they put a red object inside the chamber, the cuttlefish would know to go right. And if they put a green object in the chamber, the cuttlefish would know to go left. and show that they are able to learn and able to remember and recognize patterns and things like that. So it just demonstrates a little bit how smart they are. But you might be thinking like, well, big deal, you know, my little brother can do that. So how smart are they really? Well, they did one thing that really impressed me, and that's that they figured out dating in Silicon Valley. So in this video, this is the Australian giant cuttlefish mating season, and as you can see, there's in the beginning, there's way more males than there are female cuttlefish, and there's kind of this interesting dichotomy in the Australian giant cuttlefish, where males grow to be either like 3 feet long, or they stay really small and they're like only like 1.5 feet. And so, you know, these little nerdy cuttlefish males don't really have a chance against the big jock, you know, cuttlefish males. They can't fight them. Okay? And so what do? Well, they're pretty clever. They disguise themselves as females.
Nice.
And so while all the jock cuttlefish are all fighting over the girls, the clever, brainy ones will sneak in past all the fighting males, and they will court the female cuttlefish. And studies have shown that this is actually surprisingly effective.
What's the next slide?
Cuttlefish porn. So the female cuttlefish will reject up to 70% of the large male cuttlefish, but they only reject 30% of the clever cuttlefish. And so it shows some selective bias towards the brainy folk as opposed to the brawny folk. So that's about it for my presentation. We talked about like how they swim and like how they're using ability to change color and how they're super smart, and they even taught us, at least for the men, how to date and stuff like that. With that, I will open it up for questions. But again, I'm not a biologist, so don't expect super deep.
Biologist?
You know, I don't study animals and like all that stuff. I can tell you all about Ram.
What's their average lifespan?
Don't know. I'll guess.
That is the extent.
10 years.
Wikipedia says 1 to 2 years.
Did you check?
I checked before we started.
He's gonna ask you the answer.
Yeah.
What's their point in life?
What's their
Like,
point in life?
imagine the ecosystem.
That's deep.
I think they don't have a specific role. I think they're just kind of existing like most animals. Or not.
Which part of the ocean do they live in?
Actually, that was in the beginning of the site. So they live in like basically everywhere except North America. They like warm
Like
waters.
deep or
Oh yeah, like
shallow?
shallow, kind of shallower, kind of like warmer kind of areas.
I just have a comment. So like another cool thing that they can do is like they can imitate other animals in the sea. So like, you know, there might be like some lionfish or some scary fish, and they can like camouflage into their shape and texture, and then like, or like they can like just imitate even like how the other animal would like swim or walk around and stuff like that.
Right, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're smart. They're very clever. Yeah.
Do you keep a pet?
Do I keep a pet one? No, I don't. I'm not even sure like if people can. I guess I would love to have a phone one. Those guys are so cute. Like,
It's so smart though. It would like feel trapped.
yeah, it would feel like kind of sad. Probably.
You should have a backdrop and just change it every day.
You know, like, so like octopuses, like you can have those, right? But those guys are pretty smart too, and they'll actually escape their tanks and stuff like that. So maybe hopefully like the little cuttlefish won't be a problem, but they're yeah.
Just a random question. So what's smarter, the smartest invertebrate or the dumbest animal?
Honestly, the smartest bird. There's some pretty.
I mean, I definitely know some people that would be bested by a cuttlefish. So.
You just said mammal, you didn't say human.
Any more questions? Comments? Concerns? No?
Cool. Cool.
Cool.
Are you gonna foster us now?
Does it work?
30%.
30%.
30% of the time.
Cool. Thank you very much.